Well, hello folks, Sam Owens here, and we've got a dash cam. I've taken it all out because I have to look at this kind of stuff to find out what it's all about so I can tell you about it. It's one of a kind that I've seen where it has 4 cameras built into this dash cam, and this is kind of what it looks like, the company name and the model number D90-4CH. You get 2 cameras that can show the driver's compartment and the passenger, or it can be turned and see the sides of the vehicle, and then you also have one in the front right here. So that's 3 right there. You could have a view off to the right toward the front, in the center, and off to the left in the front, and then you have a rear camera, and this can be set up for a backup camera. There's a lead on the wire. We'll talk about that. Okay, these cameras can be turned and adjusted like this all the way around. Very neat. And so you can have a view of the occupants, and there's the camera that's going to give you your view of the front, and then here is the camera that is going to give you a rear view. You've got lots of cable here to run it all the way to the back. This one is waterproof. It can be mounted above the tag. You could run the wire underneath or some way, get it back to the tag and mount it. There's a little strip right here with 2 screws that you could just stick it to something, or you can screw it down. That's what that's for. And this plugs in to the wire there. There's a red lead on this, and that is if you want to use it for a backup camera, you have to hook that red wire to the positive side of your battery, and then or you can put it to the backup reverse lead of the tail light, and so you'd have to go to the tail light and find the backup light, which is the white one, and connect this red lead to that, and you have a backup camera. I don't need that option because I have a backup camera already in my vehicle. So if you have a backup camera, you don't need that feature. You also, this is another feature that it has, is it monitors your vehicle when you've parked it. You need that wire on there to activate that monitoring. It's called Parking Monitor, and it will turn the cameras on if someone comes up near your vehicle or disturbs it in any way. It'll turn all the cameras on. So that's another feature. I'm not going to connect for that. That requires some additional wiring kit that you have to have. Okay, this is you get the power cord, which is going to give it power to the main dash cam, and a cigarette lighter, or you can call it a power port. And usually that power port is only powered up when you turn the key on. So this requires power at all times to operate. So when you turn the key on, if you have this in the power port at your dash, chances are the dash cam will come on. When you turn the key off, it's going to go off. This is going to provide power into the jacks here for power. And right here is GPS. This, when you connect this, is going to give you your GPS locations and all of that, so for tracking. And so that's another good feature of this camera. It has it all. This is really a fantastic camera. I'm looking forward to getting it hooked up. Now, you get also some little cable clamps here, that adhesive, that as you run it to the back, you may want to run it the wire along the dash and down the door frame, and they give you some things here to clip onto the cable to secure it. They also give you one of these tools, which you can run this wire down underneath the weather stripping of the door And that's what these tools are. It's very sharp, and you can just pry that back and stick that wire down in if you want a nice, neat finish. Like from when it's mounted on the windshield, run it over the visor, and then down the door frame, and then you can take it under the dash. This will be very helpful for getting it underneath that weather stripping. You also get a mount for the windshield. Right here, adhesive, peel it off, clean off the windshield real well, and then you make sure you get it orientated properly. So make sure that this, you know which way to mount it to get these clips to work in there, and then you can remove the camera without having to remove this, so this will stay in place. Okay, so you get the mount, and you get one more mount if you decide you do not want to have this stuck up there because maybe you change cars or what have you. You can get a suction cup, which this has a mount right here that will go in there and hook right into it, and you can suction cup it to the windshield. You get a owner's manual, and you should read through this owner's manual all the way through and read all the precautions and the hints and the tips along with the instructions, so that you have a clearer understanding of just what you're dealing with in the installation of your new dash cam. Okay, so I haven't actually installed it yet, and I advise everyone that you're going to hook up something of electronic nature. You do not want to go and mount all of this and lace all the wires in and then check it out. You should hook it up on a location, kitchen table, or wherever you can, or at the car if you need the power. I'm going to use an external power source to simulate the car. I have a jump starter over here which has a port that I can plug this in, plug it into the camera, plug my backup in, and we'll power it all up and see how it works right here on the workbench. And then we know if everything works and we can operate it, then we can take it loose and then take it and install it in the vehicle. That's the way you should always treat electronic equipment. Bench test it first to be sure everything is working, and you'll save yourself a lot of grief. Okay, so one other thing you get is they do provide a memory card, and they advise you to use a V30 type memory card. That's why you should read this. It tells you very clearly not to use the Ultra SD micro memory cards, to use these V30. So when you order your camera, if you look down below, one of the suggested memory cards is like a 128 gig V30 card that you could go ahead and order another card if you want. But always use these type cards because you're dealing with 4 cameras on this for the recording. So it takes a little more in memory. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to hook it all up, and we're going to check this out for operation, okay? One of the first things it tells you is to install the memory card, and so we're going to do that. And in the instructions, it shows you what all the controls are for and where everything is located. When you've got the screen towards you, and in the book they even tell you this, everybody knows probably in dealing with these micro cards, there's one way it goes in and one way it doesn't go in, and if you force it, you could end up damaging that slot. So they tell you, have the screen back towards you. That's the only way you're going to see it, not like this. This is the back of the, or actually, this is the front of the camera. This is the back of the camera that you're going to be seeing. When you see this screen, you have the contacts towards you, and this is the memory slot right here, and it works like any other memory slot. You put it in there carefully, and then you go to a certain point with your thumbnail and you push in, and hopefully you don't let your fingernail loose and slam it over into the closet somewhere. So there, it should be flush with that. Okay, now this is the power port, which this is going to plug into. And so I'm going to go ahead, and it only goes one way, and I'm going to plug it there. And then the other cord right here goes to the backup camera, and that is this one right here. And now we need to have this plugged in. I just unplugged it because you can unplug this. This is a plug, and on it it has two arrows, and you want to line the two arrows up, and it will go right in. They guide right in. So right there is that one, and here's all of the controls and everything, and there's the power button. And we're going to just go through the basic setup when we get her done. But the first things it tells you in here is after you put the memory card in is to formatting the memory card. That's one of the things you want to do. I've got my car right here. This is 12 volts out of this jump starter. This will jump start my car when I am in an emergency. When I'm ready, I'm going to plug this in, and I will have power immediately to the camera. Going to start. Let's see, SD memory card, try to format. Right here. See, this is the first time I've turned it on. The memory card is not formatted, so they're telling me I need to format it before it can start recording. Okay, I gotta hit the OK button. It says OK. Formatting, please wait. Right there. It says formatting completed. See, there's a little raised notch right there and on the other side. That's going to signify the stop, and what you're going to do is you're going to put this in such a way that the stop is going to come in contact with that. If you try to put it in the wrong way, the stop is going to keep you from inserting it. So with it held like this, the stop should be on the bottom side, and this will be up just like that. You stick it in there like that, and it'll go right up easy. See, and then naturally the camera is holding down, it's not going to come off. Okay, we're going to go for a test ride. We're recording right now. I've got me right here. There's my passenger. The Piggy is in the back, and this is the front view. So front, Piggy in the back. This is a passenger and driver. I'm going to move these around later, but we'll see how this works. That means we're recording. And I got a little red flashing light up there, so you can always tell. Let's go for our little ride. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure you can see this. Yeah. Okay. There. All right. Yep. Everything is go. All right. I'm gonna try to do this safe as I can. You shouldn't. There's no reason why you need to be messing with this while you're driving. This is just for accidents and stuff like that. But this is for a demonstration, so you know what you can do, and I'm going to change the views. Now, you can hit the mode button and go through the different displays, and I'm going to do one right now. That is my driving view right there. Okay, and I'm going to go to the next one, which is my passenger, and I can move this over like that and see back out the rear window. See there? That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to go up to the center here. And if I want, I can also get the view right here out my window in the back. So I've got my blind spot there that if I want to watch it in full display. Okay, now I'm going to show what it looks like with a view going all the way, 3 cameras facing out. I got this one and the left one and the center showing where I'm going, and I got the back camera on Piggy, and I can go here and on 4. Let's see, right there's Piggy. Okay, nothing happens back there. He's pretty well behaved. Okay, and it's recording. It should be recording all of them. This is where I'm going. That's always good to see that view. And I'm going to loop around. Okay, and again, I can put this into my blind spots right there. And I could, if I wanted to keep track of the passenger side, I could go up here. Right there is the passenger side. And so I can see if somebody's passing over, I could drive with that view. Now that view on Piggy, right back there, it could be out the rear window, and I could be watching what's coming up behind me. I just wanted to show an option that if you had kids in the back, you could monitor their behavior back there with this camera. But I would advise you to concentrate on driving, and not playing with the camera would be the best thing. If you want to monitor the kids, set the camera up with the view you want, and then have it full screen so you can watch them if you want to do that. If it's a baby or something. Because this could be like a baby monitor back there, that you could just glance and check them. Okay, now picture's washed out. I'm going to edit these into the main video so you get a view of just what we saw from the camera standpoint in full screen. So I'll edit in a little bit of it, and we'll just see what the picture looks like. I am satisfied with this and what it can do, and I think what I'll do is kind of cover my blind spots